Hello, universe. Welcome to my world. Today, when we do Angelina Jordan, we're still doing her through one song, and the song today is Fire on Fire. But today, we're having a world tour. It's a lighthearted, personalized world tour, but it's a world tour nevertheless. And we start off down under in Australia. Now, when we go to Australia, we think of the koala. These koalas are very cuddly and very friendly, but if you ask any child will just simply tell you a koala is a teddy bear that's come to life. We also have to thank Australia for giving us Nicole Kidman and Olivia Newton-John. Olivia Newton-John starred with John Travolta in Grease, and I have a special bond with Olivia Newton-John because she and I were born on the same date in the same year. I also happen to be a fan of architecture, and if we talk about Australia, we must talk about the Sydney Opera House, which is state-of-the-art and quite avant-garde. But I'm not sure if it's made out of clamshell or if it's made out of artichoke heart. This singer from Australia who's singing Fire on Fire, her name is Sup, I'm Bianca. Let's have a listen and see what she sounds like.
I don't say a word, but still you take my breath and steal the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the cold. Fire on fire would normally kill us, but this much desire, together we're winners. And they say we're out of control, and some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythms. Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction. It's fire on fire.
Next, we're going to Asia and we're visiting South Korea. South Korea has made a massive contribution to Western civilization by giving us K-pop, Korean pop, most famously Gangnam Style. Here, Fire on Fire is being sung by the Korean duet High Cloud.
There you go, saving me from out of the cold. Fire on fire, we're normally killers, but this much desire, together we're winners. They say that we're out of control, and some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythms.
Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction is fire on fire.
Next, we go to Eastern Europe, and we have two songs from two different countries. We're visiting Poland and Ukraine. This has a special meaning for me because my grandfather was born and raised in a little village near the Polish-Ukrainian border. Here he is in 1917 when my uncle was a baby, when my father was still a twinkle in his eye. First we're going to Poland, and then we're going to Ukraine.
I don't say a word, but still you take my breath and still the things I know. There you go, saving me from all the crowd. Fire on fire, we're normally killers, with this much desire, together we're winners. They say that we're out of control, and some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythms. Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction. It's fire on fire.
I don't say a word, but still you take my breath and steal the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the crowd. Fire on fire, we're normally killers, much desire. Together we're winners. They say that we're out of control. Some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythms. Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction. It's fire on fire.
Next, we're going to the heart of Europe, and we're visiting Germany. I'm a great admirer of German precision engineering. It's given us wonderful automobiles like the BMW and the Mercedes. And with just a little stretch of the imagination, it is with precision engineering that Johann Bach has composed his organ fugues. We can actually see that better when we watch the graph as we listen to a sample. The German singer who is performing Fire on Fire, her name is Zoe Wies. She has a very deep, rich voice, and also she is a very good example of how singers try and be highly stylized and highly unique. I'm a great admirer of her strikingly blue braids. Have a listen to this.
Don't say a word, but still you take my breath and steal the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the cold. Fire on fire, we're normally careless, but this much desire. Together we're winners. They say that we're out of control. Some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythm. Cause when you unfold me and so you love me and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction is fire on fire.
Next, we're going to Scandinavia and we're visiting Norway. Now, those of you who are serious Angelina Jordan fans need absolutely no introduction to Norway. Norway is really quite famous for its fjords, especially near Bergen. And of course, in the north, you have the spectacular northern lights. But one thing which is striking about Norway, which is not mentioned very often, is if you look at geography, it's really at like a dead end geographically, or a cul-de-sac. It's not really on the way to anywhere. And I think that has been borne out with its history. It has not had European armies marching across it much. It's been pretty much been left to itself. And I think the Norwegians have benefited from that because they have a certain untouched innocence to their character, which is delightful. This singer today, her name is Christian, and she calls herself a Norwegian Ariana Grande.
I don't say a word, but still you take my breath and steal the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the crowd. Fire on fire, we're normally killers with this much desire. Together we're winners. They say that we're out of control, and some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythms. Cause the way you unfold me and tell me you love me and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction. It's fire on fire.
Next, we're going to the USA. I'm a really big fan of architecture, and in New York, we have the wonderful Chrysler Building, which I really admire. The Chrysler Building has always struck me to be as sleek as a panther. We also have in New York on 5th Avenue and 23rd Street, the Iron Building. And for me, this building reminds me of a wedge of cheese. In America, we say, as American as apple pie, but personally I prefer pumpkin pie. You can't really find pumpkin pie that easily anywhere else, but in America, it's quite a delicacy and quite wonderful. And of course, we cannot speak about America without speaking about Mr. Bob Dylan. If Angelina Jordan says that she would not be the person and singer she is today without Billie Holiday, I have to say, Billie Holiday is to Angelina Jordan as Bob Dylan is to me. He's had a massive influence in my life on many levels. For a start, the way he uses words and the power of the English language that he has used in his lyrics has really always impressed me. And here, as a special treat, we have a song of his, which is really one of my top 5 all-time Bob Dylan favorite songs, but it's not very well known. Blind Willie McTell.
And I know no one can sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell.
The American singer who is performing Fire on Fire, his name is Nicholas Wells.
I don't say a word, but still you take my breath and steal the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the cold. Fire on fire, we're normally killers, with this much desire. Together we're winners. They say that we're out of control, and some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythm. 'Cause when you unfold me, tell me you love me, and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction is fire on fire.
Next, we're going to England. England is a wonderful place if you want to live in a medieval house. And I also have to thank England for helping me raise my 3 kids. If you talk about England, you must talk about the Beatles. If Bob Dylan taught me about the power and use of the English language, then the Beatles taught me a lot about having fun. What they did in the mid-60s was totally revolutionary. They were the first to introduce this type of light-hearted locking about. And did you know, in England, we have a government department, the Ministry of Silly Walks? Well, this is Monty Python at their best. And Monty Python taught me to think outside of the box. Speaking of thinking outside of the box, the architecture in London has a building called the Gherkin. For very good reason. It actually looks like a gherkin, which is a pickled cucumber. The English singer is the original singer-songwriter Sam Smith. I could not find a live performance of him, and so we are having some creative dancers who are in free flow to Sam Smith's version of his original song.
I don't say a word, but still you take my breath and still the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the cold. Fire on fire, we're normally kids, with this much desire. Together we're winners. They say that we're out of control, and some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythms. 'Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me, then look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction, it's fire on fire.
And finally, we reach Angelina Jordan. Now, if you ask me, what country is Angelina Jordan from? The pure facts are that she was born in Norway, but she's now living in Los Angeles, California. But facts do not do Angelina Jordan justice. She is more than facts. So if you ask, what country is Angelina Jordan from? You're actually asking the wrong question. We need to tear up that question. Much better question is, what country does Angelina Jordan take me to? And the answer is Utopia and Shangri-La and a suburb of heaven. Let me tell you why. Key thing about Angelina Jordan is the emotional reaction. My reaction is not up here. My reaction is here. and my emotions feel like a kaleidoscope when I'm listening to her. And what has happened, because I listen to her so often, the whole range of emotions coming to the surface has become a more permanent feature in my life and has changed me as a person and has made my life richer. If you look at my videos from 12, 15 months ago, they're not the same as my videos now. I have a different type of reaction. Let's have a listen to Angelina Jordan's version. Maybe you can see what I mean. I know you serious Angelina Jordan fans understand it already, but this is a very good example of the difference of what she brings to a song.
I don't say a word, but still you take my breath, and still the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the cold. Fire on fire, normally careless, this much desire. Together we winners. They say we out of control, and some say we're sickness, but don't let our ruin our beautiful rhythms. Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me, and look in my eye, you are perfection, my only direction. It's fire on fire.
You can see why we have an Angelina Jordan channel. She travels the world and she brings us into her universe, and it's delightful. Okay, gang, I'm out of here. I'll catch you later. We will continue to run with Angelina Jordan.